Hey, it's Bree. Welcome to my channel. These are the water dragon nails. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If nails is your niche, become a part of my clique and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, thank you in advance. So I am doing sculpted nails today. It's my preference when I'm doing my own nails. I don't know why. I just really love straight nails here. So as you can see, I take the small tab that comes with it and put it on the back so I can have more support in order to secure on my nail there. And then I use the line that is down the middle of the form to align it with my nail, as you can see there. And that's how I get it to look straight, and just be mindful that it's not gonna all look straight when you put them all together. If you do it like this, if the client's nail or if your nail isn't straight, so you may have to tweak it a little bit. But for me, most of my nails are straight, so this technique works well for when I do my own nails. So this nail was giving me a little trouble, so I had to go through and file my natural nail some because there was a gap in between my natural nail and where the form was trying to fit on my nail. Hopefully that makes sense. But as you see here, I will use the tab in order to kind of like compensate for the gap so the acrylic doesn't fall through. There it is right there. So as you see, I put the tab a little bit up so that it fills in that gap in between my natural nail and the nail form. So I am going to put the rest of the forms on the rest of my fingers. On this particular finger, it was not fitting snug, so I had to rip the back part off. Most of the nail forms that you get have a little crease there where you can rip it apart, and then I use each tab to kind of make it more snug, kind of like pulling your pants up is how I like to look at it. And then I push the tabs down in order to secure the form where I like it. Now I got these forms off of Amazon. I like them because they are very sticky, but I don't like them because they are very sticky. So sometimes you have to go in and cut around the opening to get it to fit the roundness of your nail bed, mainly with the thumb, because the thumb of course is wider than your fingers. So as you see, I have my scissors here and I have to cut around the opening because it doesn't fit. But sometimes my scissors it's so sticky that my scissors have a hard time cutting and it gets a little raggedy. So that's the only thing I don't like about these nail forms. But as you can see there, I had to cut it. It looks a little raggedy, looks a little rigid. You can see the foil kind of coming up right there. I don't like that, but I worked with it. So yeah. So right here, I'm going in with the pH bond from Young Nails, one of the best bonds if you ask me. It has always worked for me over the years. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about me and my journey as a nail tech while I prep my nails. So I've been a nail tech for 5 years now. I've retired for about a year and a half, but I'm getting back into the game. I said I wanted to start this YouTube channel to help people. So why not, do it around this time where I have a lot of free time. I am in the process of opening a beauty and art salon called the Hot Spot. So I'm excited about that. And my books, I'm just not available right now to accept clients. So I figured doing these videos will definitely, kind of get back my creativity, from when I was doing nails. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for being here and taking the time out to, watch my videos, subscribe, and like my videos. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully you get something from this video. So as you can see, I have already placed one layer of thin, clear, white acrylic, however you want to call it. I don't want to say what they really call it because it's YouTube. But I put the first layer down in order to see how far, I want to go, how long I want to go. And not only that, just to build the actual strength of the extension. And then I went in with the second bead to thicken that nail tip out. So then I went in with a third bead in order to connect my natural nail with, the bridge of acrylic that I just created on the nail form here. One of the key things when doing nail forms or just acrylic nails in general is you always want to make sure you tilt that finger down, right? You always want to make sure that you allow the product to work for you and not against you, right? So you don't want to work too hard. You just really want to manage the acrylic instead of trying to force it and control it. You just want to really manage it, right? So if you find yourself in a position to where you're struggling, you're frustrated, and you're trying to control, and is the more you control, the more it's out of control, right? It's because one or two things. Your acrylic, your monomer, could be dirty. Your brush could be dirty. Or your ratio, your monomer to polymer ratio could be off. So check one of those two things to figure out what can be the best way for me to manage the product in order for me to have a flawless application. Another thing I want to mention is making sure that you are consistent with the amount of beads that you place on each fingernail. Yes, every nail is different, but the goal is to make them all look similar. So if you could do these similar steps on each nail, then of course each nail will look uniform. So just be mindful of that while you're going through each nail, making sure that you are consistent with the technique that you are using. Now, the thumb is exceptional, right? Because it's bigger, it's wider. So if it may take just a little bit more beads, maybe one or two more beads than the rest of the nails. But for the most part, all of your nails should take the same amount of beads, with regards of a small bead here and there to kind of make sure your structure and apex and you don't have any gaps or anything like that. This finger right here was just giving me the hardest time. It kept crimping up. Like I just was so uncomfortable. But I said I got to push through. I just got to go ahead and I got to show the people, these awesome nails. These are one of my favorite sets. And of course, it's one of my first videos. So of course I had to go ahead and push through. But baby, I was struggling. Now, this brush size, I think it is a size 20. I've had this brush for years, okay? If you see how this brush really looks all together, you'll be like, oh, wow, this brush has been, yeah, this is the OG brush. Like, this brush has broken and I didn't put it back together. Like, I love it, but it's definitely catered to my hand, right? So it will never probably leave me because this is the best Kolinsky brush that I have had through my whole journey. I have another brush that is the same brand that I use for fill-ins, and I believe that one is a size 12. I definitely use that for more detailed sets in fill-ins. But yeah, so I think this is a size 20 here. I got those brushes from my local nail supply store. So yeah, I don't really know the name of the brand or, where you could get it from outside. But your local nail supply store, if you have one, should have Kolinsky brushes. And I did ask them to crimp it, and that is just simply to make the brush flat. I like it that way. I feel like I have more control. Like I said, it flattens it out. I can pick up bigger beads. I can just do so much more when it's flat versus when it's oval. So as you saw, I was struggling. I tried to use a candle, an empty candle jar that I had to put on my hand because I was having a hard time. Like, I don't know if I need to drink some more water or what, but my hand was cramping up. I was just feeling so awkward here. So excuse the angle and how it's being recorded here. I just tried to push through. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing here. I think so, but yeah, that's what I had going on there. That's why that random candle was there. So honestly, I continue to struggle with this nail. So a lot of the beads that I placed down and worked on was off camera. I just went ahead and cut that out because you really couldn't see, and I feel like it was definitely not even worth including in the video. So I definitely got some more shots of, me doing that nail and really working with the beads here, as you can see. But yeah, that one finger was definitely giving me a hard time. So while that nail is drying, right, I go ahead and take the forms off the nails that I have already did in order for me to feel a little bit more comfortable and them not getting in the way, especially while I'm recording here. So yeah, that's what you see me doing there. Whenever you may experience one nail longer than the other, even though you took it to the same number on the form, it because the natural nail could be too long. So now I'm just patting everything in place. I'm looking at it to see if there's any little small beads that I need to add to, make sure it's all right. I always like to look at the apex. I always like to look down the barrel of the nail just to make sure that everything is aligned and everything is even, and I don't have more acrylic on one side than the other. So as you see, I have completed applying the acrylic. I have already filed and shaped my nails, getting them nice and crisp how I like them. If you are interested in seeing my filing routine, definitely comment down below. But I am going to get straight into designing. I am going to start with the mermaid scales or the fish scales, or really the dragon scales, right? Because we're doing a water dragon set. So water dragon, I don't know, what did I say? Water dragon. But yeah, so if you like 3D, or if you are looking to be more more accurate with your 3D designs, please comment down below and let me know, and I'll do a specific video catered to how I manage my acrylic and do my 3D designs. When you're doing scales, if you decide you want to do a design like this, you want to make sure that they are staggered, right? You don't want to put scale on top of scale. You want to stagger them. And, so if you put 3 on one row, there'll be 2 on the next row, and then 3 on that next row. And then, of course, as the nail gets wider, the rows get wider. Hopefully that makes sense. So while I'm editing and watching the videos, I'm realizing like maybe I should add some music. So do you think, put in the comments, if I should add some background music to the videos? Does that make it more fun to watch? I'm a newbie, so just let me know. I love positive feedback. Don't hesitate to throw out some suggestions, to throw out some nail ideas. I would love that. So as you see that one bead right there on the end, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. I try to work with it. I don't like it. Don't be scared to take it off. Okay. Mistakes, happy mistakes. If anybody know about Bob Ross, okay, we don't make mistakes. We make happy mistakes. And I also like to say, if you make a mistake, right? Lights, camera, action. Let's do another take. Okay, so please do not think that you have to work with a bead that is just not going to work with you. Okay. Another fact about me is I am a licensed cosmetologist, so I don't only specialize in nails, I also specialize in natural hair, and I love doing makeup also. So these are some services that I offered while on my journey along with nails. Now here is where I went in with the combination of a darker blue and the blue that I was already using to kind of give a gradient effect. As I was going up the nail, I realized I was like, you know what, this is too one colored. I want my dragon to be multiples of blue. I want it to look very aqua. So I definitely tapped a little bit of a dark blue, and with the turquoise looking blue, teal blue there, in order to make it look more like an ombre graded effect. And I ended up really liking this decision. So hopefully you like it too. One of the biggest things with working with others and touching people in their hands is energy transfer. So one of the things that I like to do after doing a list of clients is taking a good shower or soaking in a bath and cleansing myself of all energies that I have partaken throughout my day. You could definitely use this tip if you are still offering services to the public. I didn't realize how much was out of the camera. I'm kind of jumping, bouncing in and out the camera. So yeah, hopefully you guys can definitely see what I'm doing. I feel like you get the concept. I really just wanted to show you what it looks like while I'm doing the ombre look with these scales. When you're doing 3D, you really do want to plan ahead. Make sure that your nail is not too thick. You don't want it to look thick after completing the nail. So make sure you're not over applying acrylic to the nail. You want to apply all of this 3D art on. So I also wanted to show you guys the acrylic that I'm using. This color, I've had it for 5 years. Like I had this since my first client. Okay, so these powders do go a long way. Okay, you can always freestyle and create your own colors with the primary colors, so you could save money by using and getting primary colors and mixing them together and adding a little white to make it lighter and so forth and so on. But yeah, I am almost done with this nail, which was a little time consuming, but it wasn't too bad. I really enjoyed it. And voila, ta-da, there she go. So our water dragon has to be blinged out, okay? So, of course, I only use Swarovski crystals, right? I only use Swarovski diamonds, right? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hey, it's right today. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I go through and apply my diamonds. So I like to use clear gel in order to secure my diamonds because it's easy for me to maneuver. As you can see, I can move the diamonds around. If I don't like the position, I can change the design. But yeah, this is what I use in order for my diamonds to stay and last a long time. I'll put a thin layer down, press them in, and then as you see, I'm going in with another layer around it to make sure that it is like secured, encapsulated. I do not put it on top of the diamonds. I put it around the diamonds, and then I go in with my top coat to, kind of bring it down, kind of blend it a little bit so it's not bulky around the diamonds. So this nail will be fully covered. And I think this cover is called Period Shimmer with the T, period shimmer. And I just cover the whole nail with hard gel, okay? Hard, clear gel. I go in and I test, the different sizes to figure out, what would be, the best size. Of course, it's the pinky nail, so I don't know why I put those two big diamonds on there like that. But so as you can see, like I can just take those off and put something else on. That's why I like using the gel. And it also helps with picking up the diamonds very easily, as you can see. But yeah, so I'm just going to cover this whole nail with my diamonds. Okay. Yeah, and period I, period that's the whole nail. I really, really, really love the color of these diamonds. I don't think that I've ever wore these colors myself. So I'm really, 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 really feeling it. Give me your opinion on the color choice of diamond that I picked. I love other people's opinions. So I decided to go in with a dragon sticker, the water dragon to be exact. And then I put my diamonds on right after applying the sticker. So, I could go ahead and go through with my first layer of top coat to blend the diamonds and, you know, blend the sticker in with the nail. So right here, I go in with another layer of top coat in order to make sure that, for one, it's super shiny, but for two, that it's all blended, right? I'll do another layer of top coat on this pointer finger. I also do another layer of top coat on that ring finger. And then I use the top coat to go around my diamonds there to secure them. And I even drop some in the creases as well. And then I cure it. So here's the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me your feedback in the comments.